have become extremely interested in things that are vintage. Generally things that are from the 60s, maybe 60s or 70s and earlier. And primarily I am especially interested in cookbooks and storybooks that are vintage. And this is a vintage coloring book from Bartolome Quality Ice Cream called Our Little Artist that my mom gave to me the other day. So you open it and you have this lovely flower and you have a calendar. The calendar is for 1920. I really enjoy the vintage things because it just seems like a simpler time, although I know that we always think times were better. Maybe they weren't really, but it seems like it was simpler. And here we have a lady with an umbrella. I think I may color these in at some point. I don't know. So it's kind of funny the way this is because it's all flowers. And this is an advertisement for ice cream. If in doubt as to what kind of dessert to serve, get a brick of Bartolome Quality Ice Cream. It will complete the meal. At dealers only in all parts of the city. Look for our signs. So I'll go through another one. This cookbook is from a series of cookbooks that I like a lot. It's Good Housekeeping's Book of Cookies to gladden the hearts of cookie lovers. And a lot of this series from Good Housekeeping has a lot of fun cartoons in it. And I think that it's pretty rare these days that you would ever see a cartoon or cartoons like this in a cookbook. So this was made in 1958. Grandma's family came running when the fragrance of her cookie baking filled the house. Yours will too, for those same cookies, as well as the new time-saving versions. And so, on these pages, we've gathered together treasured recipes for all special occasions, including the never-ending demand for just a bite to eat. I could read more of this if anybody wants me to read more. I can make other videos where I read more. Check her out with her blue rolling pin. We have this little wall of tips over here. If you're mixing your cookies with a spoon, use a wooden one with a comfortable long handle so you can mix, stir, and beat effectively. I personally absolutely love cooking. I don't make a lot of cookies because I have reduced how much sugar I eat, and when I make cookies and I give them to other people, they have no idea that there's any sugar in them, while they taste super sugary to me because your palate changes after you stop eating sugar. But I could actually adapt recipes if I wanted to have reduced sugar. But I just don't desire them as very much or very often. But I still really like looking at these. And sometimes I will use these as I'll adapt recipes from here for my own cookies, or I'll do it when I want to make cookies for someone else. So these had cartoons, rich filled cookies, and they also had pictures. Mincemeat cookie tarts. I think that these are so old, but they still look delicious. Steps to better drop cookies. If the cookie sheet is to be greased, do it lightly to avoid hard-to-wash brown patches. Grease only the spots where dough is to be dropped. Allow space for cookies to spread in baking. Drop a teaspoonful of dough in the center of each grease spot. Use another teaspoon to push dough off in uniform mounds. If using pan, I don't know why this is it's written really strange. If using a pan with sides, turn it upside down and drop dough on the bottom. Your cookies will bake better. Huh. Interesting. For more even cookie baking, buy cookie sheets about 2-inch narrower and shorter than the oven to allow space around the edges for heat to circulate. If you have but one cookie sheet, cut a piece of foil to fit it. While the sheet of cookies bakes, drop dough on the foil. Place foil on the sheet as quickly as possible when it comes from the oven. With a spatula, quickly slip baked cookies onto the wire racks to cool. Never overlap or place still warm cookies on top of each other. My mom cooked a lot when I was younger, and she let me cook with her. And I learned a lot about cooking, and I appreciated cooking from the time I was a little girl. And I appreciate that all the time because I don't eat gluten, and this means I have to make basically all of my own food. And plus, I am very particular about my diet, so that means I have to make all my own food because I know what's in it. And I appreciate all the time that I'm able to do that. I'm able to cook, and that my mom taught me. Fudge slices. Look at this cute bear. It's just so delightful with all of these illustrations. And look at these cookies. 1776. It looks like a coconut snowman. It's so fun. If I do make cookies, I use a gluten-free mix. It's from a company called Pamela's, and I use their pancake mix. And actually, the pancake mix makes really good cookies. And then for the sugar, I usually use coconut sugar. And coconut sugar is a little bit different. It has a little bit more nutrients than regular sugar. It's not as sweet. And I just use a small amount of that, and it's fine for me. It tastes sweet to me. Look at this doll. It's just so fun. I love all these illustrations. And I know these illustrations were made by people and not some artificial intelligence, machine learning software. Scotch shortbread. Jelly tarts. Look at these kids. Cookies in a hurry. No bake cookies. Crisp marshmallow squares. frostings and glazes. Super fun. Book of cookies.